It is Monday, October 27th, and we've got some great questions in our Q&A today. Protein ideas for someone who can't do dairy. How long did it take me to get through menopause? And does creatine interfere with sleep? So these are all amazing questions. Actually, all of which came through here on YouTube. So thank you for engaging and participating and being here in this teeny tiny little YouTube community. Help me. Let's make this grow. So, if you're seeing me for the first time, hi there. I'm Elizabeth from Happy, Healthy, and Hot, 59-year-old double certified health and weight loss coach, author, content creator, and three-time finalist in the Maximum Cover Girl competition in my 50s, competing with women mostly in their 20s and 30s because it is time to tell a new story about aging. And I have so many resources here for you. I want to dive into these questions, but I'm just going to point out that in the caption, I will drop links to my books. I have written three books. First one in 2021, The Happy, Healthy, and Not Journal. That is a physical book available on Amazon. 90 Days to Love Your Body and Your Life. Highly, highly recommend. I use this journal every single day to keep myself on track. So I've been using it for over 4 years now. And I have clients that have ordered this over and over. You can use, and it works no matter what type of like eating plan you're on, or even if you're not, just hold you accountable. Lots of mindset stuff in there. It's amazing. And it's like 5 minutes a day. So you don't have to take on this big journaling practice. Also, my two cookbooks, the Happy, Healthy, and Hot cookbook and Happier, Healthier, and Hotter, are both full of high protein, low calorie, bikini friendly recipes, as well as my best weight loss strategies. The strategies that have helped my clients lose 10 to 35 pounds and keep it off, and the same things I do to stay lean, fit, with rockin' abs at 59, 5 years post-menopause. This is the stuff that works. Your hormones are broken. You don't need another shake, pill, powder, detox, cleanse, crazy situation. You need to eat real food. You need to be consistent. You need to move your body. And it's not that I'm against products. And yes, I have I do have products that I use and love and talk about, like the collagen and creatine, but they don't take the place of real food. I will always tell you to start with real food. I will always tell you, you don't need to, you could just follow what I share on my page here, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and not have to do anything extra except like go to the grocery store and go for a walk, and you will see results and do some planks and you will see results. I'm giving you this stuff for free. You just need to take it and run with it. Then when you want to start fine tuning things, yeah, we add in things like collagen, creatine. Maybe we start the journaling, all that stuff, but you can start today. So that being said, let's dive into these questions. RJ, I don't know your first name, but you asked any protein ideas for someone who can't do dairy. So many protein ideas for someone who can't do dairy. First of all, I was dairy free for years. So, too much dairy and the wrong kind of dairy makes me break out. And, a lot of people, it can cause bloating or digestive issues. So I reintroduced dairy several years ago as I was looking for ways to help my clients boost their protein. Some of them didn't want to eat like a bigger burger or anything. And I started incorporating a bit of dairy as I was coming up with meal ideas and recipe ideas and everything else. And then I found out, oh, I do just fine on some high protein cultured dairy, things like cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. So dairy is a great way to add protein and kind of mix things up, but you don't need it to get plenty of protein. And I'm going to throw out a new idea that I don't think I've talked about, at least not in years. So protein ideas, um, meat, fish, eggs, all the stuff I talk about. Eggs are amazing, but I always like to say they are not like the best protein source. One egg is 6 grams of protein. I really encourage you to aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight, whether you're trying to lose weight, maintain, build muscle, have more energy, reduce cravings, better mental clarity, better mood, all of the things. That's what protein from real food is going to do for you. And you don't need dairy to get there. So let's look at some protein sources where you get, my whole point is protein dense. foods where you get a lot of protein for not a lot of calories. So I'm not going to share plant protein ideas here. You know what they are? Oh, except for powdered peanut butter. So if you want to do the lentils, all that stuff, I'm not saying those are bad foods, but I'm saying you lentils, beans, all that stuff. I did that for years. I was a vegetarian for over 30 years. My brain, my body, my booty are all better eating animal protein. I've been doing it for over 15 years now, so it's not like I'm new to this lifestyle. But plant protein, go have at it. Find someone else to show you how to mix and combine. I will just tell you that none of those are bad foods. None of them are bad foods, but you're getting a lot of carbs along with the protein. You're consuming a lot more calories to get protein. Um, Again, not bad foods. Yes, you're getting some fiber, all of that. I get plenty of fiber from my daily raw carrot, the veggies I have, etc. But I'm not looking to those for my protein sources. So we are talking about protein dense foods. Let's talk about fish. A can of albacore tuna, 30 grams of protein, only 130 calories. That's like insane. That is so protein dense. Same thing with chicken breast. Any type, and I personally am a dark meat girl. If I'm having chicken, I like a little, darker, moister meat. So I'll tend to go for the chicken thighs. Still amazing. You're getting a little more fat, a little more juicy, yummy satisfaction. Kind of depends on what your goals are. And it's all a matter of awareness. Salmon, yum. Thank you, more please. So satisfying. Canned salmon is good too. Spicy salmon salad in my cookbook, which you can do with mayo or Greek yogurt. It's incredible, so satisfying. Oh my gosh, such a vibe and a nice change from tuna if that's not your thing, or just to mix it up. Sardines, no one wants to talk about them but me, so I'm going to. Um, Fatty fish that is so satisfying, packed with nutrition, not just protein, fat soluble vitamins that are amazing for your skin, your brain, everything. And then can we talk about beef? Ground beef, so satisfying, so delicious. Make a bigger burger, um, make taco meat, whatever you like. All these things are so good. Steaks, there are so many options. Pork, I personally don't eat a lot of pork, but and again, that is going to be fattier, just like some of the cuts of beef, but it's still very protein dense. So the one like plant protein that I have on hand and use is powdered peanut butter. Um, I don't consider nuts a great source of protein. They're really easy to overeat. Nuts are a combination of fat, carbs, and protein. Healthy food for sure. Not if they're roasted in crap or seasoned with crap, but nuts in general can be healthy food, but they're easy to overeat. And same thing with peanuts. Powdered peanut butter is a very natural food. It's what's left after they extract the oil for peanut oil. So, and typically the only added ingredient is a little tiny bit of sugar, not enough to make any difference. So powdered peanut butter is great to have on hand because you can use it in recipes. You can literally just stir some water into it, make a little dip for apple slices, or you're going to get, if you don't want meat, if you want something a little more yummy, comforty, of course, it's great to mix with dairy, but it doesn't matter if you don't use dairy, you can still absolutely use powdered peanut butter. So many protein ideas for someone who doesn't eat dairy. Also, now my cookbooks, absolutely, there's recipes in there with dairy and there's recipes without. But my recipes are so incredibly flexible. So the egg bakes, they could be made without the cottage cheese blended in. Maybe throw in a little bit of extra egg whites to boost the protein. So easy, make ahead. Also, egg whites. I was never big on egg whites. I just always thought of them as slimy because I tried somebody's egg white omelet once and it was disgusting. But it turns out they're really damn good. Mixed in, say, crack 2 whole eggs, add half a cup of egg whites. You're going to boost the protein. You're going to get a lot of extra protein for not a lot of extra calories. Something else that I haven't talked about in years, but I'm going to start diving into more is bone broth. That is another great, and you don't need to make it yourself. It's so much easier to buy now. That is a great way to get a protein boost. You could cook your veggies in it. You could cook potatoes in it for mashed potatoes. It will give flavor. And protein. You could make soups, all kinds of things. So there's another idea, RJ. And so I love this question because that got my mind going. I was like, oh, I need to start playing with some bone broth. So Doris asked, Does creatine interfere with sleep? And the reason she asked this, and it's a great question, which I didn't see right away, Doris, so I'm sorry. Um, I mentioned how creatine can boost your energy, and I do feel a boost of energy since adding creatine into my life. So Doris said, does it interfere with sleep? No. Here's why. So creatine, it's not like there's caffeine in it or anything that's stimulating you. Creatine supports our body's production of ATP, which is like the energy that our body runs on. We learned all about this back in science class in high school. Do I remember all of it? No. And I'm not here, you're not here for science lessons. Um, but that's what creatine helps with. That's how it boosts your energy. So I usually take my creatine in the morning because I just blend it in my coffee. But in the rare occasion that I forget, which doesn't happen anymore because now it's part of my routine, and I've taken it later in the day, I haven't noticed it's interfered with sleep at all. Full disclosure, I'm not the best sleeper. Sleep is something that I need to work on. So too much caffeine absolutely wrecks my sleep, like late in the day. If I have caffeine afternoon, forget it. My brain's I'm just going and going. I've got a lot of ideas. I'm definitely ADD and love it because I'm super creative and can be hyper focused, but it also can keep me up at night when my brain is just so excited. So I have a lot of things I need to work on: sleep hygiene, good sleep habits to help with my sleep, but creatine certainly isn't interfering with it at all. If anything, I don't want to say creatine's helping me sleep better, but I would say just as I have this in my routine and I'm excited, I'm seeing all the muscle development and everything else, I just feel so good and I'm doing so much during the day that I'm by nighttime, I'm tired, a good kind of tired, and I'm sleeping better. Last question from Lori. Lori is 52, really struggling with menopause. She's put on some weight. She's frustrated. She asked how long it took me to get through menopause. Um, I don't know. It would sound so silly. Technically, menopause is one day. I know that's crazy, but you're either in perimenopause or you're postmenopause. Menopause lasts one day. Menopause, the real definition of it is, and I heard this from somebody else, but then I did look it up at the time several years ago. Menopause is the 1 year anniversary of your last period. That's menopause. That's what menopause is. I had my last period on my 53rd birthday. So technically, I was in menopause on August 14th, 2021. Technically, that's when I was in menopause. Um, that's my date of menopause. So you're either perimenopause, that premenopause thing that lasts a really long time, or postmenopause, which I guess technically is the rest of your life. So I'm postmenopause. I've never felt better in my life. But here's why I didn't struggle with all the menopause stuff. I guess I was struggling with it early on. I was struggling with it in my early 40s. I was bloated. I was having digestive issues. Yes, there was some brain fog. There's some anxiety, all of those things. A lot. Shitstorm. Um, Marriage issues. Like you name it, I was dealing with it. Was I miserable? Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Um, but I wasn't labeling it menopause. It was just what was going on in my life. But I mean, technically, it's like all these perimenopause things. And as I started, horrible cystic acne. Um, so as I got these things into line, basically my acne, hating the way I looked, hating my acne is why I look so amazing today on every level. I changed my diet because I had done every single thing to clear up my skin. I was on Accutane, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Twice in high school and once in my 30s. And it would temporarily stop the cysts from forming, along with the worst, shittiest side effects. But the acne always came back with a vengeance. I was on every topical, oral antibiotic. You name it, I did. Retin-A, all of the things. And, definitely some good things about Retin-A as far as wrinkle prevention. But I was on it in the early stages. It was a gel and it fried my skin. It literally was red and crusty. Fun, fun, fun. Um, so I've done it all. And what ultimately cleared my acne that never fully went away was changing what I ate, getting rid of the grains, completely gone. I don't care if they're soaked, sprouted, sourdough, all that shit. That didn't work for me. Getting rid of the processed sugars. Now I can have some chocolate. It's fine. I cut out dairy also, which now again, I can have dairy. But as a result, by this time I was vegetarian. There's literally nothing left for me to eat. So I started adding in some meat. First bone broth, then a little ground beef. Then I was like, damn, I'm feeling good. I felt the inflammation going down on my skin. Well, it turns out the inflammation was going down throughout my body. So once I started eating this way, all the stuff I've been telling you about for the last 10 years, not 10 years on YouTube, but 10 years everywhere else, um, not only did the inflammation in my face go down, the inflammation in my belly went down. It was easier for me to put on muscle. It wasn't a weight loss thing because actually as a vegan, I was sometimes too thin, like really skinny, but I had a big belly, skinny arms, big belly because I'm bloated. Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look on anybody. Face a little inflamed. When I started doing these things, not only did my skin clear up, I got prettier. I know that sounds crazy. I became prettier. My eyes, this subtle puffiness that I had had around my eyes most of my life went away. Yes, I do have hooded eyes, deep set eyes, whatever you want to call it. But like you can see more of my eyelid now. It literally changed my face. Yes, I'm doing other things. Like I've started doing this jaw exercise for the last few years. That sculpted my cheeks. It made my lips fuller. So, and I also get Botox. I do all the, I'm not opposed to, but there's a lot you can do inside that is going to change your skin and change your body. Just like, yeah, I had breast implants, but when everyone's like, oh, yeah, you got a tummy tuck too, you had liposuction, this is muscle. Those things don't build muscle, and that is not a tummy tuck belly button. So that is I did have an umbilical hernia repaired. So I do have a little scar. But anyway, so yes, so wow, am I wound up today. But so menopause for me wasn't something to get through. I was just living my life, and one day I was like, oh yeah, guess that was menopause. But just because you're a little older, it doesn't matter. It is never too late. And there are people in this community that have changed their lives and changed their bodies in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. So it is never too late, Lori. Prioritize protein and produce. And when I say prioritize protein, I would be aiming for 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight, getting that from real food every damn day. Track what you're eating, hold yourself accountable. I posted something last night. I said, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but the reason you're not losing weight is you're not in a calorie deficit. Boom. Like everyone's like, oh, it's my hormones. It's this, it's that. It's the I need a detox, I need a cleanse. I need this, I need that, I need the other thing. I'm not saying those things are bad, but I'm saying first look at what you're actually putting into your body. And I'm not saying this to you, Lori. I'm saying this to the collective. Hold yourself accountable. That's why I created the Happy Healthy Nat Journal to write down, not in an app, uh, just to write down in black and white what I'm eating every single day. Because it's easier to keep the train on the track than get it back off after it derails. And most people are not being honest about what they're eating. Oh, I'm cutting back. Oh, I hardly eat anything. Feels like I'm eating nothing. I eat like a bird. I've had so many people tell me that. Oh, I just pick. Oh, I have mini meals. Oh, none of my meals. Write down what you're eating every single day. Actually measure it. Actually measure it. Um, Creamer in your coffee. I'm not saying don't use creamer. I'm saying measure it. Do you need 1 tablespoon? Do you need 2 tablespoons? It's not, how many calories is that? Write it down. Measure. Does it feel restrictive? No, it's just actually about holding yourself accountable. And then you can eventually learn to eyeball things or just be like, no, you know what? I'm going to measure. I'm going to know how much I'm consuming. That's not bad. It's holding yourself accountable. Portions are huge everywhere you go. Use smaller plates. Um, Peanut butter is one of those things. A serve of peanut butter is 2 tablespoons, and that's almost 200 calories. And most people just glob it on like it's going out of style. Like, we need to hold ourselves accountable. We need, if you're going to have larger portions of things, make them of which again, sometimes we need, make it a bigger burger, not a bigger bun. You don't need the bun. Make the burger bigger. Have more chicken breast. Have another hard-boiled egg if you're hungry. You're not going to keep picking at those foods. You're going to be satisfied. You're going to be satisfied. If you need to pick during the day, you need to find something else to do, or you need to be eating more protein dense foods. You're not going to want to pick. You're not going to want to pick. And then if you really feel like you need to, measure that food out. Stop picking, stop picking, stop picking. It all adds up. It all adds up. This is tough love today. Like, I'm just wine every, I have a glass of wine a couple nights a week. Is it one glass? 2 nights a week? Is it 1 8-ounce pour 2 nights a week? Okay, well, that's 200 calories each time. That's fine if that factors into your daily calorie range. But is a couple nights a week, or is a couple nights a week 4 nights a week? And is it a glass or two? And now we're talking about 400 calories, 4 nights a week. See, all of this stuff adds up. I know because I've been there. I called myself out on the wine over like a couple years ago. Called myself out on the wine. I rarely have wine. It's not that I don't drink, but a vodka cocktail, vodka and soda, 90 calories. Glass of wine that keeps getting topped off, especially if you're at somebody's house, that just keeps on adding up. It's also a shit ton of additives. I'm not telling everybody to go drink, but I'm just saying if you're drinking, be aware of what you're drinking. So thanks for being here while I am fired up on a Monday morning. Off to Starbucks today to get some work done. I worked in my house all weekend. I don't mean housework. I mean work, a lot of content creation. Food videos are time consuming. I was like, give some more recipes. I love giving you recipes, but know that those videos are work. There's a lot of work, time, money, all of the things. And today I need to get out of my house to work. So thanks for being here. Have the most amazing day. Drop your questions in the comments. If you like my content here on YouTube, please subscribe, please share. Let's get the word out. You can love your body and your life at any age. This is 59, no filters.